Do you have a bachelor's degree? Do you want to study master's in China for a program that is completely taught in the English language? If you answered yes to any of both questions, then this scholarship is for you. It is at the University of Tsinghua in Beijing, and it is the Schwarzman Scholarship. There are several benefits of this scholarship, and we'll talk about that. But more importantly, we want to see how you can get this scholarship, not just how to apply, but how to secure this scholarship. If you're interested in things like this, remember to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to receive notification when I release any videos. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Brendo. I am a doctoral student here at the University of Strathclyde, and I receive full scholarship for my program. And that helped me to see that you don't always have to be the best, especially for a scholarship like this. You just have to be intentional, you have to be deliberate. Now let's jump into the video. So once again, it is the Schwarzman Scholars Scholarship, okay? And it says join the world's next generation of leaders. If you come to this webpage, I'm going to leave the link in the description. It tells you more, but this is where I want you to start paying attention from. So what are we looking for? You have to write two essays. We'll talk about those in a moment, but your two essays should demonstrate this. And I will give you a guide on how to write the essay so that you can secure the scholarship. But your essay and your personal statement should demonstrate this. Okay? Leadership qualities, exemplary character, integrity, entrepreneurial spirit, open-mindedness, and the likes. Okay. Now let's go on. Now, the eligibility for this scholarship, you must have an undergraduate degree. The program begins on August 1st, 2026. So if you know before then you would finish your bachelor's, that is fine. You can also apply to this scholarship. So you must have an undergraduate degree. There is an age restriction or age limit for this scholarship. So you have to be between 18 and 28. And it says here that you must not be 29 as at 1st of August 2026. So you should be between 18 and 28 years old. And for English language, you have to be proficient in the English language. However, you can, if you have to produce language tests like TOEFL and IELTS, but if you do not want to do that, if you are taught primarily in English, the English language requirements can be waived. For example, if you have to show that your undergraduate institution, the primary language of instruction was English language, or you have a master's degree that was taught completely in English language, then you can have that waived. Okay. Also, something I want to bring to mind, a lot of people might be wondering, well, wouldn't there be some form of discrimination? According to the official page, it says that there will be no discrimination on the basis of race, color, size, no, not size, sex, sexual orientation, size as well, anyways, but it's not here. Gender identity, religion, national or ethnic group, political beliefs. Just go ahead and apply. Applying to scholarship is time consuming, rigorous. It's sometimes frustrating, but it doesn't always have to be that way if you have someone who has succeeded guide you through the application process. I succeeded in getting two full funding for my PhD program, and I selected the best one for myself. And I can guide you through the application process. Currently, I'm guiding a number of applicants to apply for scholarships all over the world. Take, for example, I had a one-to-one meeting with Bless from Poland, who is looking for a master's scholarship. And after reviewing her profile, I gave her tips to improve her chances. In another one-to-one meeting I had with Lame from Botswana, who is looking for a PhD program, I reviewed his application and his proposal. And after looking at all of these, we discussed extensively and I guided him to also contact a supervisor. Another meeting I've had recently is with Joy from Nigeria, who is looking for a Masters by Research program. I helped her to search for tailored scholarship and also offered her guidance to contact supervisors. Now, these three and many others are working on feedback to submit strong applications, and you can be one of them. Yes, you can be one of them. So if you're interested, my calendar is open. You can book a one-to-one session with me, and I'm happy to assist you in the scholarship process. Now, let's jump right back into the video. And if you look at the picture here, see it's multicultural and diverse, so there wouldn't be any of that. The deadline for this is 53 days from today, so September 10, 2025 at 3 p.m. And the program begins in August 2026. So if you're interested, please remember to apply as soon as possible. But remember, the goal here is for you to secure the scholarship. Now let's talk more about it further. So you have to do the application online on this page. I will show you, we'll get to that in a moment. And then you attach your supporting document. And I will tell you what is involved. But for the supporting document, you need to attach your resume. which is your current CV. If you want me to review your CV with you, you can book a one-to-one session. There is a way your CV should, there is a CV template for particularly these scholarships. And now there are two essays too you'd also have to write. One is a leadership essay of 750 words. Please take note, there is a guide for this essay. You're attaining this scholarship, you're securing this scholarship is largely dependent on your academic performance and the undergraduate or your master's and your essays. Even if you graduated with a 2-1, your essays, if you have quality personal statement and leadership essay, you can secure the scholarship. So please, if you need a second eye to look at your essay, my calendar is available and you can just book so that we can look at it together. There is a guideline for writing this essay, and I'll show you the guideline on this site. Okay. And then you would need to attach your transcript to academic records and letters of recommendation. So you need letters of recommendation from professional and academic that can demonstrate your characteristics, that is to say, your leadership potential with specific examples. And that's why I say we'll look at the essays soon. Then you have to do a video introduction. You have to present yourself in no more than 1 minute, a video introducing yourself. Those are the supporting documents, and then the application is reviewed, and that is it. Now let's go deeper. Let's go deeper. Once again, it is a Schwarzman scholarship. It's in Tsinghua University in Beijing, and it is designed to build a global community of leaders. I would also leave a link to this page. Once again, the deadline is September 10, 2025 at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Now, for the scholarship instruction, so if you come here, you can look at the eligibility requirement or application instruction, but we've looked at the requirement. So when you begin the process, okay, when you click on apply now, it takes you to somewhere else, but I'm not applying to it. So you can just come here and apply. There is nothing too difficult about the application. So begin the process. Well, the application homepage is this particular part, and you click start. Some of the questions you'll be asked include personal information. You have to talk about your personal information, the about me section, where you talk about your biographical profile and other details. Education, language skill, leadership roles, awards and recognition, very key. So if you've received awards both for your undergraduate program, for one of the projects you did, you can add it here. Professional experience, then you attach the essays. Signature is just basically you sign in, and you can read up on this. So you should come to this page and find out how the application process is. Now, what I want to do in this video rather is to also show you how to secure the scholarship. So I don't simply want to show you how to apply, but how do you get the scholarship? How would you go the extra mile to secure the scholarship? If you've watched the video to this point, thank you so much. Please remember to like and subscribe. But what I want to say is if you've watched the video to this point, it means you really are interested in this scholarship. From here going forward, I will show you what would help you to secure the scholarship. So if you've watched the video up to this point, simply type this statement, start the process. So when you mention start the process, I know you're interested, and it also motivates me to know that you really watch my content. Okay, so how do we start the process? They are frequently asked questions. We've looked at it, just click on start. But they are frequently asked questions, and I've gone through all of them. And here I want to show you what and how you can secure this full funding. Let's start with the first one. If you have a master's certificate, a master's degree, can you still apply? The answer to this is yes. However, this is where I want you to pay attention to. How will the selection process assess my leadership potential? Now, what I read here is very beautiful. A lot of people would not do this. A lot of people would not read this. I've done that for you, and I would leave a link to this frequently asked question so you can come here and ask, like, read up everything. Let me give you an example of what I mean. It says they look at the essay, in particular the leadership essay, and they want to see the applicant's personal experience and approach to leadership. But what we also want is the applicant examples of leadership must address some, but not all of these characteristics. For example, efforts such as founding a student organization that successfully address a pressing need on campus, taking on an influential role in an existing organization, founding and running a startup that take advantage of emerging opportunity, like these are key examples of things some people do in undergraduate during their bachelor's or even sometimes during their master's. And these are some examples. And it's also mentioned here that, for example, accomplishing a difficult but typical task, solving brief problems of cultural miscommunication, winning office in a student or community organization, or brief situational challenge. And this is good. This is really, really good. This is really good. So you can come up and read further. Now, for the selection criteria, I also found somewhere that you can also read up on the interview process. I've also read that. So let's assume there are 100, but there are, of course, more than 100, I would think. But 40% would be for Chinese citizens and for American citizens, 20% for Chinese, and then the other 40% would be for other countries. So please apply to this scholarship. Now, if you're concerned about the benefits of this scholarship, there are many. It also covers your, I can't find that page again. Just give me a moment. So here, I think I found the page. The benefits of the scholarship, it support up to 200 scholars annually from US, China, and around the world for 1 year masters in global affairs at Beijing Tsinghua University, and everything would be paid for. Every single thing would be paid for, including your airfare to and fro. And the scholars chosen for this program will live in Beijing for the year of study, and you would also travel to see Beijing, travel around China, and you'd attend lecture, travel around the region, and develop a better understanding of China. Now, this whole Schwarzman scholarship started in 2015 and continues. So you can go ahead and apply to this scholarship, friends. And remember, prepare early. And if you need assistance, you can let me know. Just book a one-to-one session and we'll work together. And I want to say all the best in your scholarship application.